good morning and welcome to my Facebook Live today. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the UK. Every day I do a Facebook Live and they vary from time. So on a Monday and Wednesday, it's currently 10 o'clock in the morning that I do them, and on Tuesday, Thursday and Friday it's at 5 PM, known as Live at 5. I think I'm going to put my light on at the side here so it feels a little bit dark. So good morning Carol, thanks for joining us this morning. Today I'm going to do some simple stamping. I did want to show you the finished cards from yesterday because I did go on to do some more colouring and a bit of blinging after yesterday's session. So I'll just show you these finished cards first. So this is using the Coming Home stamp set. So I've added a little bit of bling and I did in fact colour in those two houses. Like that one. And then this was the other one. And I ended up colouring those as well. So I will put a photograph of these onto the Facebook page this morning. It was too late and too dark to photograph them last night. So I hope you like those finished designs. So today I'm going to use Country Home. Now I actually used this in Coffee and Card probably a whole year ago. And I actually borrowed the stamp set at the time because I really liked it, and I knew somebody had it, so I borrowed it from one of my team members and decided that I liked it so much that I bought the set recently. So I thought I'd recreate the card or a similar version of the card that we made at Coffee and Card. So anybody who was with me this time last year at Coffee and Card Live will probably recognise this set and the cards that we're going to make. So Carol, you might recognise it. So it's called Country Home. As you can see, it features a milk churn and a jug. You've got two interchangeable sets of images here, so they can go on either of those, and they're very autumnal in their design, obviously. So this is very much designed as a thank you harvest type card. So we have happy harvest blessings, but we also have so grateful for someone like you in my life, which I think is lovely. Simply thankful for all the good things. I think that may be quite appropriate at the moment. You're the happy to my day. And also we've got this little plate here that you can pop onto the milk churn, and 4 sentiments that will go inside that. So hello, enjoy, love and thanks. So I think I'm going to do hello with that little piece on there. So this is the first outing for this stamp. So let's get that out. So I've had a couple of vanilla days, so I'm now on to white today. And I think I'm going to use the milk churn. So I'm going to do some colouring with the blends pens. What I like about the clear stamps is obviously you can see exactly where you're going to be stamping. Not quite sure which one of these I'm going to do. I'll do this one. I think this will fit on the top. And let's grab the little plate. And I think I'm going to do hello, I said, didn't I? There we go. So I've got those all mounted. Now I'm going to put this on a Whisper White note card, and I've chosen a Balmy Blue backing. So this layer that I'm going to stamp on and colour in is going to go onto the blue layer, which looks a bit, let's swap that one out, that's a better edge. And I'm going to be stamping in Easrly Espresso. Morning Molly, thank you for joining us. I hope everybody is well that said hi. Right, so because this is a new stamp set that I haven't used, I am going to stamp it onto my grid paper. So I'm just inking this up with Easrly Espresso, like so. Yep, that works perfectly. And do the little plate so I can have a little practice on here. I don't know if you can see that actually, whether it's too far out of your line of sight. Okay, and let's do the flowers. So I'm just stamping one of everything, but if you're stamping off, you might as well make use of this. Now what I could have done is literally just stamped it onto some Whisper White card actually, and then I'd have potentially a spare card, but that is the layout. Now I'm wondering if that looks a bit too busy on the top. I might swap it for the other one. What do you think? Well, maybe not. We'll give it a go. Okay, so I've had my practice here on the right hand side. So I just can add the last of my coffee and then stamp it up. So I hope those that are watching have got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a cold drink. Okay, let's give this a go. So say you've got the jug and you've got the milk churn, so whichever you prefer. So I'm going to keep this fairly low to the bottom because I know there's not a massive amount of space. So that's one good thing for stamping it like that, is you can then see where to position it. Hi Verity, lovely have you join us this morning. I hope you're keeping well. So I'm just bringing that a little bit from the bottom, like so. Now this would be a perfect one for the Stamparatus if you needed to do a whole set of thank you cards, because you could literally just set up this one and the other two on sort of two plates, and you'd be away. Let's pop this on here. So this is a little plate. You could do it without this if you wanted to. I just knew I was going to be tight for space for my sentiment, so I'm going to use that as my main sentiment, like so. Tea and toast. Oh, Verity, I hope you've got a drink with you, coffee or something. Okay, just going to bring this down so it's in my view a little bit better. There we go. So I felt there was no need to mask the top of the milk churn off, but if you're worried about leaving too big a gap, you could mask that off and then deliberately stamp just over the top if you wanted to. Oh, hi Carol. Yes, I think we're all struggling a bit, aren't we, this time round? It feels like a lot of people are struggling a lot more this time. But it's lovely. Oh, coffee on its way. How very civilised is that? Okay, so this is going to go onto my Balmy Blue background, and I have stamped this in, of course, Easrly Espresso. So I'm going to colour in the milk churn first. So what I thought I'd do is do this in Balmy Blue to match. So let's give that a go. So I've got a light and dark Balmy Blue, and the designers have brought in a little bit of shading for you already. So what I'm going to do is bring it in from each side using that sort of feather motion, like so. Same on this side. Like that. After yesterday using my blends pens, I decided I need to check all my pens and order up any either missing colours or ones that are in need of replacement. So that's on my list of jobs to do today. So this is the dark Balmy Blue, and I just wanted it to look like a sort of vintage milk churn that had been sort of painted and then sort of, you know, left. Okay, so that's my outline in the dark. Hello, Tracy. And this is the light. So what I'm going to do is sort of leave a line down this side. As if the light is on it. So I think when we did this originally, I probably used grey, so I probably used smoky slate for the milk churn, but I just thought we needed a little bit of light this time round, so I've just done it in Balmy Blue. You could use any of the blues really, or greys, or even you could make it look like a, not that they had copper ones I don't think, but you could make it look like copper as well if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do is just go over this gap. I haven't decided what to do about my label there, and then I'm going to use the colour lifter just across that to soften the edges. It might not look like much of a difference, but it will just soften those. So it's a bit like a sort of bleaching pen. And also if you wanted to make it look patchy, you could just add in a little bit of this here and there as well. So, right, I'm just going to darken up the top a little bit. And maybe just under there as well. So I wonder who's crafting today. I hope some of you are able to. Okay, so that is my main piece here. Now I'm going to do some colouring in, and I've just got a mixture of autumn type colours. So I've got what have I got? A bit of Daffodil Delight, pumpkin, I've got a little bit of green, I've got Granny Apple Green, I've got some Crumb Cakes as well. So just going to colour these in. Oh, Carol's doing some crafting. Is that Christmas cards, Carol? Or are you all up to date on your Christmas cards? There we go. Now I've got Granny Apple Green for these leaves, but I might just change that tone to mint macaron. Let's have a look and see. Oh, excellent. What time's your coffee and card takeaway, Tracy? Are you trying to persuade Carol that she needs to get her DSP out, Verity? I know she's a big fan of your style of crafting. Oh, bless you, Carol. You're a very talented crafter. So this is light mint macaron. I could do with finding the dark one to give a bit of shading in here. So I'll hunt that out in a second. Oh, that's a good idea. A box for your ribbons. They do tend to go everywhere if you're not careful. Right, this is dark mint macaron. So I'm just going to add in a bit of detail here. And then blend that out. Go. So I'm just using the lighter one to blend that out slightly. I mean, it's not particularly detailed because it's quite a small area. You know me, this is my scribble colouring, which I like doing. Like so. And then what should we have in here? A little bit of pumpkin, I think, for these. Berries, like so. I think that's all of them. And then let's do a bit of light crumb cake for these here. Obviously you could, this would be nice with some purples as well, hints of purples. think. But obviously you can make this, you know, any set of colours that you wanted to. It's quite an easy one to fill in because it's not too big a gap. So if you're, I know all your ladies watching now, good girl Carol, are experienced crafters, but if you're a beginner crafter looking for something to colour, this is quite a good set because it's not too much of any large areas to colour in. I am going to put a little bit of shade in here just to ground that. So that's just light crumb cake. And if you want to lift a little bit of that out or sort of break it up, just use that. There we go. So that's quite a neutral sort of palette, really. There we go. I think I want to colour this in, but let's try my very light, almost worn out crumb cake. And I'm going to go over that with the colour lifter. Thanks, Verity. So just applying this one, the colour lifter, so it's like a almost like a bleaching effect. And you just have to apply a little bit at a time, let that soak in, and then you'll find the whole thing will lighten up. So there we go. Let me put the top on these, clear the decks a little bit. Now I could do a little bit of sponging around the edges. What do you think? You know why? It's because I want to use my new blending brush again. So I'm just wondering to do the corners. Let me grab some crumb cake. There we go. So just picking up some of that. Now this crumb cake is particularly light. It's a very old ink pad. It's amazing. So I'm just going to bring this around the edges. Like so. I know, that's why I've only used one 30, which is crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I really do like them. But as long as you're not, I suppose if you're not using a really dark colour ink, you're okay. I mean, I've used this, as you can see, for blues, bit of yellow, bit of green. So this is just, it's very subtle, but it's just taking the edge off and sort of placing that. If you prefer a crisp look, then you know, don't add this a little bit if you don't want to. You could also do it just across the bottom if you wanted to make it look like it was on a table or something. Entirely up to you. There we go. If I put that next to a piece of white, you'll see the effect. If I take the note card, you can see the effect. It's very subtle. I've only added a little bit. So this is my note card and envelope. So I'm going to pop this onto here like that. Just going to use some seal. Put that on. That onto my Balmy Blue layer. Like that. And then this is going to go onto my note card. Just going to fold my note card and score it. Like so. And that's going to go onto there. So I could use one of the sentiments on the inside, which I think I might do. Or you could leave it blank to keep it as you know, as an everyday note card. Like so. There we have it. And of course I could stamp onto here. I might stamp the milk churn, or I could stamp the flowers on the bottom. Let's do that. And that would be it. So a nice simple coffee and card for today. Make sure I've got the envelope the right way around. So this is called Country Home. And it's in the annual catalogue. It came out in the autumn winter catalogue last year, I'm pretty sure. And now it got carried over to the annual catalogue, which is always nice. And what I think I will do, but I won't do on the screen, is pop a piece of card in there and just do the same colouring in on the front. I won't do the whole thing. And the reason I put the card in is just to make sure that the blends pen is not going right the way through to the back of the envelope. Now with this small area, it probably wouldn't anyway. But if you were using like a deep red or something like that, over a bigger area, then it can soak through. I mean, it's got to go through 2 layers to get out the back. So all I do is just take a piece of scrap card, pop it in the envelope where I'm working, stamp and colour in, and then obviously remove the card at the end. So I won't colour that in now, I'll do that separately. But I hope you like the card that we've got for today. You could easily add some Wink of Stella to this if you wished, to give it a little bit of sparkle. So if you wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to these brushes or whatever they might be, then you could do that and do the same with the leaves. And you could also add a little bit of bling if you wanted to. I particularly like the champagne rhinestones, like I added here the other day. I've added a Wink of Stella to our other card here that you can see hopefully in the light, and the champagne rhinestones, because they go particularly well with that. But if I had some blue rhinestones, I would probably add these here. There we go. So there's our coffee and card. Yeah, I've got to love Wink of Stella. I go through phases of using on everything and then I forget. but now it's in my pot right next to me, so I'm all good to go. So there we are, there's my card for today. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll be able to join me tomorrow, Thursday at 5 p.m, so live at 5, Thursday and Friday of this week. Thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate your support, and it's nice to see you ladies chatting as well. Always welcome that, and I hope you have a good day. It's certainly dry here at the moment. I hope it is for yourselves. So stay safe, look after each other, look after yourselves, won't you? Thanks for watching me today, and I look forward to catching up with you and crafting with you again really soon. Thank you. Bye bye.